Right, we're taking a look at a 1990 C4 Corvette right now. So this car is actually a buddy of ours here in Boise. He's moving across the country here well, he's in the process of doing it. And unfortunately, he can't take this Corvette with him. So he asked us if we could help him find a new home for it. And of course, we were happy to help, you know. So he brought it over and gave us the keys and left it with us. Told us go ahead and drive it, get to know the car a little bit, and then let's auction it. So we've been driving it, honestly having a lot of fun in it. So we've experienced, I've driven C2s and C3s. I've never experienced a C4. Honestly, I kind of wish I would have checked these out sooner. They're really cool. A ton of performance for the money. You know, it's a lot of just Chevy parts, so they're pretty easy to work on. Seem to be lots of parts for them. This one's equipped with the 6-speed. It's actually an L98 though, so it's a base engine car. But we'll take a look at the engine here in a little bit. It's got a few little upgrades. It's quick. It makes a lot of noise. I'm sure that's part of the sensation of speed with it, is that it roars, right? It's got a good exhaust note. But it's really fun to drive. The 6-speed is great. Having driven C3s with automatics and manuals, I was really surprised with the driving characteristics, and with the 6-speed manual, it shifts really nicely. It's not vague. It's very crisp. Not hard to find gears. The C3s, the 4-speeds can be kind of difficult to use. Not the case here though with this one. And the 6-speed, you know, give the little extra, that one extra gear sure makes a big difference in how they geared the cars. Helps with acceleration, and then of course the top speed. Yeah, it's a sweet machine. It needs a few things. It's got some cosmetic issues, nothing huge, mostly just interior stuff. The car actually started life as a dark polo green metallic car, and then a previous owner decided to change it to this metallic blue. The blue looks great, and it looks like a decent respray. Like the door jambs and stuff. I'll open the door so you can see. The door jambs and stuff were all done. So I mean, it was a complete respray. So I mean, they did a good job on it. But the dark green, the polo green metallic, is really cool. It looks great on these cars. But again, it is what it is. It looks nice. It's held up well. So I mean, the biggest issues that I've noticed has been driving it is just the interior. It's usable, but, you know, like the seat bolsters are, you know, they've seen better days. The seat mechanisms, at least on the driver's seat, I haven't tested the passenger. On the driver's seat, it's not working. So, you know, it's going to need some diagnostic there to figure out why the seats don't move forward and back and do all the stuff that these fancy little controls have. You know, and then there's some plastic that's like this stuff that's, you know, I don't know if it could just be tightened down, or it probably just needs to be tightened back down, but stuff like that. Someone added an alarm. It doesn't seem to function. It doesn't affect the car though. I don't know if that really matters to most people. I would just leave this button thing there, and I'd probably just pull the system out if it's even still in the car. But this was a well-optioned car considering it had an L98. So we got the 6-speed manual. It has the FX3 Select suspension. Again, unfortunately, a previous owner changed the shocks and removed the actuators and went to just the standard suspension. I mean, it works great. I mean, it rides really well. It's not overly stiff, but it's still sporty. But if this were going to be my car, I would track down actuators and the correct shocks and put it back to stock, because the Select Ride is really cool and it works really well when everything is in good shape. The wiring's all intact. It looks like everything other than the actuators and the shocks are here. So I mean, that's, you know, at least something, I guess. It's got the glass top. Our buddy Brian put vinyl in here, like stick-on vinyl, because he didn't like getting blasted by the sun every time he drove it. It's got AC, power steering. It's got the trip computer. It's got a cool little screen over there. Another screen in the dash. Cruise control, I haven't tested it yet. I believe it functions. Someone changed the stereo out to like a more modern CD player. It works. It sounds fine. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'll show you so the hinge broke. The seller, I believe, has a hinge for this glove box that I assume is included, but not in yet. But you can see there's the RPO tag. If you check out barnfinds.com and look at the auction, you can see, like, I got a photo of the tag. This has a lot of options on it, in all honesty. It's kind of weird that someone didn't go with a higher trim engine, but someone obviously just wanted a nice car to drive, and that's what this is. Oh, goodness, did that wrong. Okay, let's look under the hood real quick, and I'll pop. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Rear hatch pops open nicely. So let's open this. All right. So, like I said, L98 V8 has a 350 cubic inch. I want to say these had 245 horsepower stock. Previous owner installed the LT1 intake on it. We did all the mods that are required to fit it. Brian doesn't know if they did cams or anything like that, but they did put headers, you know, to really get the most out of putting the LT1 intake on this engine. Doing the head, or doing the cam is a good idea, but who knows if they did or not. It's not real lumpy. It idles relatively well for having upgrades. The headers are probably a bigger upgrade, but you know, adds noise. Someone wrapped it all so it doesn't put too much heat in the cabin, which is nice, but it is louder with that, and I think it has a custom exhaust. It's pretty loud, but it sounds really good. It's just makes probably more noise than it would have stock. Everything seems to work. That I haven't noticed anything that's not functioning on it. The only thing I've noticed that is not worrisome, but that isn't working right, is the oil level sender. So there's a light on the dash. I'll show you when we start it up, but there's a light on the dash, tells you to check the oil level. I checked the dipstick level. Oil level is essentially perfect. So it's either the sender is sticking or there's something. That's probably the sender. Who knows though? That's something to investigate. Not that it matters. You just check the dipstick, but go around to this other side. So in terms of recent work, the seller did new injectors on it and then did like a full tune-up. I think that's all he's done on that. But you know, it runs well. We'll fire it up here in a minute. The flip-up headlights still work, which is awesome. When the seller got the car, when Brian got the car, headlights didn't function. They didn't flip out anymore. So he got those working. They work great. They're nice and even, and it looks cool. I had never really looked closely at how these headlights pop up. They actually rotate fully, which is kind of crazy. They didn't just make it where the headlights are like other cars with pop-up headlights where they just lift, you know, 60 degrees or something. These flip all the way around. It looks really cool though when they come up. Let's take a look here in the back in the hatch. So, you know, the carpet's loose in some spots. It's got some stains, but it's usable. If you went through and retucked everything and reattached all of it, it'd be great. The car comes with the I don't have it on here right now, the little extension that goes on here to lift the hatch open. When you're driving and you need more airflow, you can pop that open. So the seller was going to autocross the car, and then his plans changed, decided to move, and then just the car he's not done anything in terms of autocrossing it. So it's just been sitting. It is shop. Let's see, pull this open. Yeah, there's that extension, and then here's the nifty little wrench to install and uninstall it. I think this cabinet has a spare oil bottle in case you need some oil. He just recently drove it a couple 100 miles and didn't have any issues with it. So let's close this up. Let's fire it up.